good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope you are today, hope you are feeling grand and all is well in your world. Haha, hello. Today, welcome to another episode of How Many Tones Can You Get Out of One Amplifier, starring the gorgeous and amazing Orange CR120. And today, this black Strat. It seems to have the sound of the person I'm doing, which is Mr. Ritchie Blackmore, who is definitely a personal favourite guitarist of mine. Absolutely love the man, love his playing, love his sound. His sound is awesome, and it's been really fun trying to find it and tweak and then go, delving into EQ trying to find it. So, before I show you a bit more of what it sounds like, you heard it a bit at the beginning. I'm going to talk about what he used. Guitar-wise, 99.9% of the time, it's a Fender Stratocaster. Early days, it was mainly maple neck, big headstock, and then he kind of during Rainbow switched to kind of rosewood necks, still with big headstocks. He also added a Strat pin there, which used to drive people mad, and he said he put it on just to annoy people because it didn't actually do anything, but people were certain it did. Anyway, he had a red Gibson 335 with a Bigsby on it, very in early deep purple, and that was kind of the guitar he had for ages up until he kind of switched to Strats. And you can see him playing it on like early deep purple and other all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of pictures of him really young as well with that guitar. So that's kind of guitars really. I mean, when he went to his Blackmore's Night stuff, it's an acoustic. I forget what the actual acoustic is. But that's that really. Amp wise, early on it was Vox AC30s, like everybody. Everybody used Vox AC30. And Richie said he really loved the AC30, but the problem is he didn't like it when you turned it all the way up, it just buzzed, and he didn't like the buzz. So he went apparently to Marshall, and he saw the Marshall Major, and he really liked the look of the Marshall stack, and he found the Marshall Major, and he said he really loved the look of it, but didn't like the sound. He said it was too harsh. So he asked Jim Marshall if he could change a few things out, and they did. They give him an extra output stage on the amp, an extra 2 valves in it, and he kind of contradicts himself in interviews. I've read somewhere he said it modded up to 400 watts, and then there's another one where he says it modded it to 250, and then there's another one where it said he modded it to 300, and there's also one where he said it modded it to 600, which is just generally nonsense, I'm pretty sure of that one. But it was a Marshall Major he used, and it definitely was a monster of an amp. I mean, the Marshall Major is like, I think it's classed as the loudest amp in the world, and I say he had his modded up just to be louder, and he also only ever used to use 1 stack. He always had 2 stacks, but the other one was like a backup basically, so he'd only ever use 1, and he'd tilt it away from him so he could hear the rest of the band, he said. I'm sure they couldn't hear anything, but that's what he used to do. Effects wise, Richie would never ever play without his I don't know how you say it, it's spelled A-I-W-A, tape recorder. He would never play without it. He used that to get distortion and kind of gain. That's my phone going off. He used that as his main kind of sound basically. He said it fattened up the Marshall and just gave him his sound and his sustain and his distortion. So he would never play without it. He hated it if he didn't have it. He absolutely loved that thing, and you can see it at the side of him at Rainbow, and he always had it behind the amps and hidden. He also used a Hornby Skews treble booster as well at some point. Later on I think he used both. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure. But I'd say that was kind of it really. Marshall Majors, singles, they had 2 stacks, but he don't ever use 2 cabs. His little, it was modded I think as well, so his modded little tape recorder, treble booster every now and again, not all the time. Early Deep Purple, it's just the reel-to-reel tape recorder, and that's about it really. He's very minimalist. Apparently he did use a wah-wah pedal in the studio. I've never heard it personally. People say it's on Black Knight, never heard it. And that's about it really. Simple really. It's like Marshall, tape recorder, Strat, his hands, and that was kind of like key component, and that is literally it. And I can't even imagine how loud he was, but anyway. So that's what he used. I'm using obviously this Strat today and the awesome CR120. So let me show you the EQ, what I've done. Okay, so EQ on the CR120. I'm not using the clean channel at all, so we can scrap that off, that's all on 0. It's all in the dirty channel. So I've got volume at 10, treble is off, mid is on 4, bass is all the way up on 10, and I've got the gain at 6. So it's really not massively distorted at all, it's just a nice kind of broken up sound. Not using reverb, as you know, Richie didn't have reverb in his Marshall Majors, so I'm not using reverb, and usual thing, volume on 2. And I will say that this sound, although my amp's on 2, is very punchy. It's very, very cutting. I really like it. And as I say, you know, you heard it a bit at the beginning, and I feel it's really close. So let me show you some more of what it sounds like. Okie dokie. So yeah, you heard it a little bit at the beginning. So let me just get carried away and doing deep purpley stuff. I don't know, what can we do? I could play this sound all day, but it's a very hard sound to play on. I've got to say that. I'm sweating. It's that hard. There's something about it. It's just very it's very unforgiving. There's so much mid-range. It's so unforgiving. If you make a mistake, it's gonna clang out so much. You gotta be so careful. But it's such an awesome sound. I think it sounds really close. It definitely feels close. To my ears, it sounds really close. Let me know what you think out there in YouTube land. Hopefully it won't. I found video capture video. YouTube compressed the video a lot more than usual. It made it sound a lot darker than it actually was, and I wasn't too happy about that. So hopefully it won't do it on this video too much. I mean, I just got to compress it, but hopefully it won't make it darker. But tonally, I feel it's close. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you again, and oh, vamp, so cool. Have a great morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and I will see you again. Have a great day. Goodbye now.